Well, hey there. My name is Sunny Brigham. I am one of the supervisors here at the Nutrition and Herbal Collective. And today we are going to talk about how to find keywords for your copy. So if you have watched any of my previous videos about creating copy or creating anything for your business, copy is one of the big things that I talk about, because copy is copy is the words that you use to make a connection with any potential clients. So the words that you put on your website, the words that you use in any marketing material, all of that is called copy. And we want to make sure that we're utilizing keywords in our copy. And so this is something I talk to our interns quite a bit about, is you want to make sure that you're using the language that your clients or your potential clients will use. So for instance, most people don't say things like, I wish I could eat optimally for my body. So you wouldn't really want to use anything like that in any of your copy, because if clients don't really know what that means, or if they don't connect with that phrase, right? So they might know what that means, but if they don't connect with it because it's not things that they have personally said, then that copy or those keywords in that copy are going to be lost on them. And that's a missed connection when people are on your website, or when people are looking at any marketing material that you have put out, whether it's a blog, a handout, a pamphlet, anything. So you want to make sure, again, like I said, you're always using terms that clients use. Now, how do you find those terms, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you want to learn anything else about copy, or read about or listen to anything that I've talked about previously, you can always go to our website. It's nutritionherbalcollective.com/resource hub. And in the resource hub is a ton of videos with little snippets of tidbits of information. There's a lot of practice building, a lot of marketing type videos there as well that I've done. So you can check out any of those to kind of really start to dive into a little bit into copy. So I have got some websites that I'm going to share with you today. And there's 3 of them really specifically. So there's a ton of different websites that you can use out there for finding keywords, or for determining what you want to put in. Let me back up for a minute. So another reason that we want to do keywords, or another reason why keywords is important, is when people are up late at night, because that's when most people are Googling their symptoms, right? They're really trying to figure out what's going on with their body. That's the first moment of the day that they've been able to, Google things non-distracted. And so they're up late into the hours. It's 11 or midnight, or maybe they woke up at 3 and they just can't sleep. And so they Google their symptoms. And so they Google like, let's see, IBS and joint pain, or something like that. Why does my IBS give me joint pain, or IBS joint pain? And so if you're using those keywords on your website, or you're using them in any blogs that you're writing, or any internet-based marketing material, when they type those things in, there's a good chance that your information is going to come up in their search results. There's a lot of different things that get you kind of towards that first, second, or third page. But the higher that you can get, the better. And one of the things that kind of brings up your ranking is relevant information. So if Google says, well, your website contains relevant information to this search string, or this, search that this person just put in, that puts your website well above other people's websites that may or may not have both search terms, the search phrase, or anything to that effect. If somebody just has IBS, that's probably not going to show up. But if their website says IBS and joint pain, their website is likely going to show up. So anytime you're creating any type of copy, we always want to look for keywords. So that's really important. Okay, so I have 3 websites I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you what they are, and then I'll share my screen and we will look at each of them. So the first one is Keyword Planner. And you can get to this if you have a Google account, or a G Suite for Business, or Google for Business. You all have a Keyword Planner account. It's just a matter of whether you know it's there or not. So Google Keyword Planner, or that's the full name, is the Google Keyword Planner. And if you're trying to find the website, you can go into Google and type in Keyword Planner or Google Keyword Planner, and it will come up. So this website I use a lot especially if I'm writing blogs, to help determine which keywords I want to use in my blog so that I can make sure that I'm not in a lot of competition with the other people, but I'm also hitting the terms that people are actually searching for. And I'll show you what I mean by that when we get to that website. The second one that I am going to show you is called Google Trends. So Google Trends kind of shows you how many people are searching for certain things and where are they searching. It lets you know the trends over the last year, or maybe by location, or however you want to look that up, so that if you're going to use a word, you can make sure people are actually searching for it. And then the very last one is called Answer the Public. Answer the Public is a great website to determine what questions people are asking. So I really use this one if I'm trying to come up with blog titles or topics, or I'm not really sure what to write about this week. So it lets me know what types of questions they're asking out on the web. So the first two sites are free. Answer the Public is also free with a catch. So you can only do 3 searches per day on Answer the Public. And that seems like a lot. And you're thinking, well, Sunny, I think just 1 search is going to be good enough. Once you see what the first search gives you, then you're like, oh, I need to narrow this down a little bit more. Second search, oh, I definitely need to narrow this down a bit more. So then you get to the third search and you're thinking, oh, I really need to tweak this a little bit more, but you've hit your 3 searches for the day. So it can actually go by. The workaround that I have found is if you then take your phone and you get off of Wi-Fi, so the IP address is different, then you can kind of search on your phone and narrow it down a little bit more, or you can leave off where you were then and then come back the next day or 24 hours later and do an additional search. Okay, so Answer the Public, like I said, is more so what I might do if I'm looking, like I said, for a topic to talk about or a topic to write about, because I want to know what people are searching for. So let me share my screen here and I will show you. I think I need to share my whole desktop. Yeah. Okay, so let me move my video out of the way so I can see. All right, so when you, like I said, when you go to Google Keyword Planner, now, if you haven't been to Google Keyword Planner before, chances are it's going to tell you you've got to set up an account, and part of that account is entering credit card details. You will have to do that to set up an account. It does not charge you a thing. The reason that it asks you for that is this Google Keyword Planner is also used to run Google Ads. And so that's why you have to have a credit card in there. But if you're just using the planner, it's free and it's never going to charge you anything. If you set up an ad, and you will know that you're setting up an ad, you can't do it accidentally. So don't think, well, if I put this in there, they're going to charge me sneakily for something. They don't do that. Okay, so when you're in the keyword planner, you're going to click this big thing that says Discover New Keywords. And then you're going to start putting in topics or related keywords or things like that that you want to start searching for. So let's keep with the IBS and joint pain. So let's say somebody's up late at night and they're searching for IBS and joint pain. So I would put IBS and joint pain. And I want to see, and you can put additional words in here, right? So you can hit enter and you can put additional strings. But because I am very specifically writing a handout or a blog on IBS and joint pain and the correlation between the two, I really only want to keep it for that. If I was writing something on IBS and the top 5 symptoms or top 5 side effects, and joint pain is one of them, but then also bloating, insomnia, brittle nails, kind of all the different things that can come with poor nutrient absorption in IBS. I could put additional things. So I could put IBS and bloating, or I could put IBS headaches. So I could look at all of those at the same time, but because I'm only focusing on IBS and joint pain, I'm going to leave it there. And then I'm going to come down and hit get results. And so what this does is this shows me what comes back for what I asked for, which was IBS and joint pain. You can see up here that other people are searching for IBS diarrhea, headache management, IBS and back pain. So you can see some additional searches that might be happening. But again, we really want to hone in on IBS joint pain. So this is what it says. Keywords I provided is IBS and joint pain. So there are on average between 100 and 1,000 searches per month with a low competition. So these are kind of the three things that you want to pay attention to: the keyword, the monthly searches, the competition. This over here is if you were going to run ads. We're not running ads. So this is really important. I like to focus on competition, low and medium. Now, 100 to 1,000 searches per month, I think is a good amount. If I showed up in 100 people searches per month, I would be super happy when it came to this new blog that I just released. So I would include somewhere in my blog write-up, IBS joint pain. I would try to squeeze that in there. Now, if we come down to keyword ideas, these are similar sets of keywords that people have searched for that relate to what I put in. And these are important to look at as well, because you can see people are searching for IBS and joint pain. So just adding that additional word, we've got another 100 to 1,000 people searching, and we've got low competition, which is a good phrase to include in your copy somewhere. You can see that people are also searching for hip pain, TMJ, and a couple of different ones. But with these, you can see the number greatly drops between 10 and 100 per month, which if you are just starting out is a great amount of people to start hitting your website, to start building that search engine optimization. So just because it's 10, I wouldn't negate that. Even to this day, I still include search terms that have 10 to 100, because if their competition is low, that's a really good chance of me showing up on somebody's first page results in Google. So what I would do with these is I might, come down, and this is interesting. So somebody's searching for IBS joint pain Reddit. So they're actually searching for Reddit forums on IBS and joint pain. So some of these you can always try to include in your copy, and it's showing us all 24 results. So ways that you could fit this in your copy is for IBS and joint pain. You could say there is a correlation between IBS and joint pain. Now you have that keyword in there, or the sets of keywords in there. Or you could title a subsection IBS and joint pain. So you just kind of have to get a little bit of little creative at times, but you want to make sure that you're including the exact phrase somewhere in your copy when you're creating it. Okay, so let's look at Google Trends. So this is a little different. I don't use this as much. I would say I use the keyword planner more frequently than anything else. But we've got Google Trends, and we could do the same thing. We could put IBS and joint pain here. And we can see what the interest in this term is, or the search term over time. Now, this is filtered just in the US. You can open it up worldwide if you wanted to. It's in the past 12 months. Let's say we want to look in the past 90 days instead of the last year. And we can see, what does the last 90 days worldwide does IBS and joint pain come out to? So we can see back in February, 100 people were searching for this. And in March, we're back up to almost 100, but then it kind of drops off. And we have days where nobody searches for it. And then we have days where 80-something people search for it. So this is typically how it goes, but this is where you can see the trend. And I would say that this is a fairly good trend. If you had a long flat line and then a huge spike, that wouldn't be a really good trend, because for some reason, either people aren't searching for it and now all of a sudden they're searching for it. Maybe it was something that hit the news, or it's a fad thing that people are looking for. But if there's a pretty consistent trend over time, I think that's a good keyword or a trend to kind of focus on. And you can see here that most people are searching for IBS and joint pain in the United Kingdom and the United States. Some related topics are fatigue, body fluid, but maybe ulcerative colitis. So ulcerative colitis, because sometimes, it can moonlight IBS, they think they have IBS and then it ends up being something worse like ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease. And so once they do a little bit more searching, then they kind of figure it out. So this is where you kind of see those related topics. There are no related queries with this one, but maybe if we just put in IBS, we might get some related queries. Yeah. So these are some related queries. These are what other people are looking for in relation to IBS. IBS Awareness Month, IBS, maybe they tried to put dehydration, IBS in Las Vegas. I'm just assuming maybe they're looking for an IBS practitioner. What foods to avoid with IBS. That's a whole blog post right there. The difference between IBS and IBD, also a really great blog topic. And you've got a good portion of people are searching for it. So we can explore what foods to avoid with IBS, and we can see what is the interest over time. So this is a really good trend line. We've got nice ups and downs and not just kind of a flat. Let's say we want to look just at the United States in the past 90 days. And I would say this is a pretty good trend line, especially when we're looking at the months, but let's look at the past year. So we've got some September flares in IBS. So people tend to focus a lot on their health in the fall because summer's over. And so they're done having fun or doing vacations with children. And so now it's time for them to really buckle down and focus on their health. As we get closer to the holiday season, you can see that searching starts to come off. But then once we get through holiday season and now we're kind of nearing summertime when people want to get control of their health before they go into summer so that they can enjoy it, we see a spike in those as well. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do with this to kind of explore what topics you want to do or see what people are searching for. And then the last one here is answer the public. So this is where you can discover what people are asking about. So for instance, let's say we want to go with IBS and joint pain. And we would hit search. And then it's working on our data. So there's a couple of different things that it's going to come up with here. The first one it comes up with is like a visual wheel. So these are questions that people could potentially ask. Can IBS give you joint pain? Can IBS cause aching joints? Can IBS cause joint pain? So it's different ways to answer the question. This doesn't necessarily mean that people are searching for these questions. So I typically skip past this wheel. I skip past this wheel as well. And I come down to here, the IBS, joint pain, the alphabeticals. So these are what people are typically searching for. So IBS caused joint pain. Can IBS give you joint pain? IBS symptoms, joint pain. IBS symptoms, joint pain again. So these are the key terms that I might try to include in my blog or in my marketing material. So again, you're going to get your visuals, and then I like to come down here more. So if I had just typed in IBS, and let's do that because I get another search for the day. Can't see where I got to put this in at. So we're going to new search and IBS. That's the downside with Zoom. You get like this little, video of yourself, and I got to keep moving it around the screen so I can see. And it's searching, and you can see a whole bunch of questions here, a lot more here. And if we come down to our alphabeticals, now you can see if you were looking to see what people are searching for IBS, this is a great thing because you can see IBS attack, IBS and anxiety, IBS and back pain, IBS and pregnancy. These are what people are searching for in relation to IBS. So if you are a nutritionist that focuses on gut health or a nutritionist that focuses specifically on IBS and SIBO, this is a really good way for you to figure out, well, I don't really have any topics and blogs to write on, or I really don't know what I should put in my marketing material, or what kind of handout should I make. This is a wealth of information for you to talk about. You can talk about causes of IBS. Is there a cure for IBS? IBS in children, if you see children. Let's see, does eggs cause IBS? Does eggs flare IBS? Can you eat eggs with IBS? So there's a lot of different things here that you can use this for. You can use it as the keywords in your marketing material You can also use it for ideas of what to write about or what to create for your business. All right. So hopefully that gave you a little insight on what to do and how to kind of get started, and making sure that you're including all of the information that you need in your copy to make sure that you're creating that connection with people that are coming to your website or reading your marketing material. Remember, it's not about the words that we want to use. It's using the words that your client uses so that you can create that connection with them. Okay. I hope that you learned something. If you have any questions, definitely let me know, and I will see you around.